Hey guys, we are finally going with our third attempt at IVF. My cycle started late on Monday night, so Tuesday was considered my cycle day 1. So at that point I called the doctor and said the cycle started, we're ready to roll, and got set up for an appointment on Tuesday for our baseline ultrasound and blood work for day 2. So we went in, it was a really early appointment. We had to be an hour and a half away from our house at 7 in the morning, so we had to leave like 5:30. Not fun, not cool, but it's the closest IVF clinic to us, so we just have to deal with like a 3-hour round trip every time we have an appointment. I got in there, we did blood work, fine and dandy, just as usual. And then they took me from blood work to do the ultrasound. And back in April, we attempted our second shot at IVF, and I started the cycle with 2 cysts. We only ever saw 4 follicles, and the cycle ended up getting canceled. So I was expecting those 2 cysts to still be there. I figured they weren't going anywhere. But we did the ultrasound, and now there's 4 cysts. Disappointing. 2, which must be the same 2 as last time. They're still about 4 centimeters. So those weren't surprising to see. And the other 2 are, I think, like 2 centimeters each. I think one was just under 2 and one was just over 2. So they're not huge, but they're definitely taking up space on my ovary that we really need for follicle growth. After the ultrasound, we sat down with the nurse and just had a quick recap of what the ultrasound showed. And she told me then that get back home, they would try to, since I was the first appointment of the day, they would probably get my blood results pretty quick. So just to head home and not do the Menopur until I heard from them. We were almost home when the doctor's office called and let us know that they had spoken to our doctor and gone over the ultrasound results with him. And he knows the history, so he said, let's go ahead and start stims, and then we'll see how things go. But he did have the nurse tell us that there's a very strong chance that this cycle is going to get canceled again. Is it surprising? No. Is it disappointing? Yeah. So I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to think. We went ahead and started stims on Wednesday. My dosages were 20 units of Lupron, 150 units of Menopur, and 450 units of Gonal-f every day. Today's Sunday. We are on stims day 5. I'm not feeling any symptoms. Luckily, this is our 3rd attempt at IVF, and I have had little to no symptoms from the meds, which is great because I hear some women just feel completely awful the whole time they do IVF, and I don't know, I feel normal. So the meds don't really affect me. But on the other hand, that kind of worries me that they're not doing what they're supposed to, and my system's not reacting to them. So I'm not sure how to feel about it, but we're going to find out. I'm trying really hard to be confident, and I'm pretty sure I'm frustrating Andy, just because as hard as I'm trying to be confident, I'm not. This has been a really long journey, a really long process. throughout the last 2 years, I never felt like it wouldn't happen. Like somewhere down the road, I wouldn't get pregnant. I've never felt that way. For some reason, this week is the first time in 2 years that I feel like maybe it's not going to happen. Do I think I will eventually get pregnant? Yes. Am I confident that I will get pregnant with my own eggs? Nope. And it's very disappointing that I feel that way because I've been so confident for 2 years and so absolutely sure that one way or another I was going to get pregnant. Like we were going to go through all the steps. We were going to try getting pregnant naturally, and then we saw the doctor and we tried Clomid and that didn't work, and we knew IUIs weren't going to work because we did the test and my tubes were blocked, or my tube was blocked, and I still felt confident that it was going to work. One way or another, the doctor was going to get me pregnant. I never at the start thought it was going to get to IVF, and we got there a year ago. We were starting our first round of IVF, and I got to the point where, okay, IVF is going to get us pregnant. I really thought a year ago when we started IVF that it was going to work. In my head, infertile couples, they went through the cycles, they tried Clomid and they tried IUIs, and if they didn't work, you moved on to IVF. And then you got pregnant and you moved on with your life. This is the first time in 2 years that IVF is our last step. Like there's no further advanced treatment out there beyond IVF. Like IVF has to work. Am I still confident that I will get pregnant? Yes. I don't know if it's going to be with my eggs. It may have to be with donor eggs, and I'm okay with that. I'm just really ready to put this season of life behind me. I'm ready to start the next chapter and just have a family. I really, really hope this cycle works and we get pregnant and we can just move on, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Our first monitoring appointment is tomorrow morning. And I truly don't know what we're going to find. If our cycle will be canceled, if they'll give it more time. Hopefully we walk in there and a miracle's happened and we've got 20 follicles growing. But I really think that's wishful thinking. So we will see. Tomorrow is our first monitoring appointment, bright and early at 7 o'clock again. So we will have an early morning to get to the doctor's appointment, and we will find out how the cycle's looking. So I hope and I pray that it's going to work and it doesn't get canceled again. I think my struggle is that I've been so confident for 2 years and I've been so let down time and time again that I'm struggling to be hopeful this time, because I think I have finally put my walls up and I feel like if I'm not confident that it's going to work, it's not going to hurt as much if it doesn't. Because I knew it wasn't going to work. That part frustrates Andy. That no matter what the situation is, I should be confident, and I understand that. It's just really, really hard. Like, I've just been let down and disappointed so much during this process, and I've been strong for 2 years, and it's just finally becoming too much for me to handle, and I don't want to get hurt anymore. I don't want to be disappointed anymore. So we will see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully we'll keep going and things are looking good. So we'll see. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.